Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 12 Week 11 game day. We've got number 6 Michigan State going on the road against number 2 Ohio State. This is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game to join and participate. But you can recruit, you can set your depth charts, you can set your schemes, you can hire coordinators, and you can play a lot of different server games. We have fully functional sportsbook for coins and server rewards, as well as a bunch of other fun ones like fantasy football. If that interests you, feel free to check links in any of our descriptions, and feel free to join and have some fun. But we got a big-ass matchup here today. We've got Michigan State, Coach McNasty, taking on Ohio State. Obviously, they're division rivals, but a ton of history between these two teams as they were in the Season 10 National Championship against each other, and Ohio State won it. Number 2, number 6, big-time game here. Featured on screen, you got Derwin Rainey, cornerback, going up against Bradford Blazer. Yes, that's his actual height on the left-hand side there. Super tiny guy. But yeah, big-time game. If you do watch these games on VOD, you'll see the full game in its entirety. If you are watching live, you might run into an ad or two because we are affiliated on Twitch. If you want to drop a Twitch Prime sub, that's greatly appreciated. Also, if you are interested in joining the Fantasy Football League here in a couple of weeks, please DM me to let me know your interest and give me your sleeper username. But yeah, let me know if you can hear me, and then we can get started. Just one person needs to tell me, and then we are cool to start vibing. Like I said, I don't want to start the going through the teams if you can't hear me. So let me know, and then we can get started. Michigan State is missing a couple massive players, 2 of their best. So we're gonna go through it here. All right, cool. So let's remove this and get game day started. As always, follow the Instagram. I post daily over there some SFA content, and then also if you're interested in more bonus content, additional game days throughout the week, able to edit your players appearances, feel free to check out Patreon as well. But yeah, Michigan State, led by Henry Green, the redshirt senior, 96 overall. He is more of a pocket passer. And then in the backfield, what would normally be Binks McBurnfinger, he is hurt and he is out. He is the Heisman favorite, but he is not here today. So taking over is Josh Whitehead. Pretty good speed. You'll also see Kalichi Medley from time to time as well. And then wide receiver, Calvin Johnson's out too. So number 1 receiver. So we're going to see Bradford Blazer. He always shows up on game day. 5'8", based off IRL. McNasty's had so many funny plays over the seasons, or big plays or tragic plays. So he will be a factor in this game. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for him. We'll also see Ben Williams, Robeson, Gibson, or Gibson is redshirted, so Brink and McNeil. Tight end, Earl Brown and McCarthy. And then Chuck Lama's SFA player at that left tackle. 88, Bowers, Bullock, Stokes, and Noble. Really good offensive line, one of the best in the country. And then on the defensive end, they're going to have to rely on Dwayne Johnson. Without McBurnfinger, he is the big man in that front 7. SFA player, he is freshman All-American. He is one of the best in the country. On the other side, it is Willis Whopper, the freshman SFA player, so we'll see if he can do some work for them. And then in the middle, we've seen a ton of Thomas Williams over the year. He had a scoop and score in an Orange Bowl, I believe, in Season 10. And then at linebacker, it's going to be Broussard. In the middle, no Binks McBurnfinger at all today. He is out. So it's going to be Jonathan Powell, and you'll probably see some Theo Porter, who is an SFA player, transferred from UAB last year. And then in the right side, it's going to be Alex Johnson. At cornerback, they've got Travis Thompson, Peterson, and Alexander. Honestly, for a team this top tier, kind of a weak corner class, but the key is that they all have extremely good speed, so they're going to be able to keep up with anybody. And then in the back, you got Joe Daniel. He might be the weakest secondary player they've got, but on the other side, freshman All-American Roscoe Cherry. Big hitter, big speed, really good player. So we'll see if he can make an impact today. And then their kicker is Pedro Barber. He is a freshman. Big power, not a lot of accuracy, 88-71, so they should be able to kick some far ones. Whether or not goes in remains to be seen. Now, moving on, we got Ohio State, who last year they were supposed to be going back-to-back. They had a ticket to the national championship, and they choked against Clemson in a game that was very similar, in a play very similar to what we saw earlier on today on the last BearCave. But now, new team, they're still undefeated. Lee Sanders, who we kind of laughed at early on the season, taking over for 99 overall. Quint Ewers, considered a downgrade, but he's popped off, 86 overall. We know this offense quite well. We've seen it for at least 4 or 5 years in a row now. It's a very spread option heavy who likes to take some shots deep. So he looks like the perfect guy to run this offense. He's having himself one hell of a year. And then this is the first time we're ever going to see Malik Nicholson. Remember, he was out for the year during the last playoff run, so we saw Adam Vincent take over and dominate. So we're going to see a heavy dose of both, but we got 99 speed Malik Nicholson. Expect him to pop off today. And then at fullback, Mike Brooks, whatever. And then brand new look offensive here. They've got Justin Green, Daniel Jackson, Mark Hill, Darren Peoples, Derek Wood. The only guy we've seen here before is Daniel Jackson. Actually, no, we haven't even seen him. So this is a brand new look team that we're seeing here on this offense. Joe Bell and Terrence Matthews here. We saw Terrence Matthews last year. And then offensive line, very, very good here. Thanks, B-Dog, for renewing. You're a baller. I know you submitted Derwin Rainey. He has turned into a masterclass player. They have probably the best offensive line in the country, rivaling ECU's and Georgia's and Alabama's. Jamal Parker on the side. On the other side, Justin Mason. We've seen him a long time now. And then in the middle, Lonnie Brooks, Brandon Lewis looks to be hurt, so Aaron Smith probably. And then Vegas Mercury, SFA player, 84 speed. This guy's really good, so we'll see him play. Randall Baker in the middle is a true freshman, so taking over for some of those players we've seen, like Simon and Richards in the previous years. But Adam Richard is back, 91 overall. We'll see him. And then out wide, this is probably why they are as good as they are. They have 3 SFA players as their top corners. Derwin Rainey, the senior, Ashawn Storm, the sophomore, and RJ Ware, the sophomore as well. So 3 starters who are SFA players. So expect it's going to be Derwin Rainey and Bradford Blazer one-on-one all day long. And then in the backfield, they got Jonathan Harris, 96 speed, and then Perry Steffens coming back from last year. So we're going to see what this team can do. And look at the kicker. Terrible. 54-63. So we're going to see Ohio State going for a lot today. 58 overall kicker. That's just not how you draw it up. But yeah, those are the teams. Here we go. McNasty, if you're here, let me know what kind of jersey you want to wear. I know you said you want to wear the greens. I do not think they're in this game. So we'll check. But we're just going to let Ohio State wear what they wear. This is what they do. It's just another game for them. They do not care. On the road, though, can we get the green Sparty? I do not. Yeah, Neon Sparty is here. Do they have the neon jersey, though? That is the question. It does not look like it. They just have green and white. So we're going to let them go with the whites. Do they have... So do we want to go full, do we want to go Color Rush? I think we're going to go Color Rush because I don't see McNasty here. I got him the helmet he wants. And then the typical reds here for Ohio State. We could also go with the blacks. Or the gray wolves. Or the white wolves. I think just going regular home for them, and that's just the Ohio State way. All right, so I'm going to get the prediction going. Remember, these predictions for game days are always just who wins. Are we going to see another upset? 2 of our 3 undefeated teams left have won. Buffalo and Clemson barely escaped, but they still won. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes here. So get those bets in. This is the final prediction of the week, final game of the week. And I'm going to get my screenshot here for the thumbnail for the video that will come out a little bit later tomorrow. And then remember, check the Instagram later on tonight. I will be posting a graphic for the final score. Feel free to follow the Instagram if you like. You don't have to. It's just another way for me to put out content. And surprisingly, I've been posting I think it's 28 days in a row, and we've reached over 1,000 different unique accounts. So maybe somebody will join, maybe they won't, but we're still getting the brand exposure for the SFA, which is what it's about. Remember, after this game, though, a brand new batch of recruits will be signing 3 big 4-star athletes. So a lot of people interested in these ones. We got Josiah Bird, Wykel Summers, and Shaquille Wild Goose. So we'll see them. Went all in on Ohio State. That's what you like to see. For those of you who like betting in the CC Sportsbook, let's go over what is going to be popping. What are the options? Because remember, we have that first TD line. So while we're waiting for the submissions here, this is going to be a 6-point favorite for Ohio State. The reason is they're missing 2 of their top 3 playmakers. So missing Michigan, they're missing Heisman favorite, Banks McBurnfinger, and they're also missing Calvin Johnson. So definitely going to be a struggle for Michigan State here, especially on the road. The over-under for this game is 62.5. The TC over-under, Algo thinks the under is going to hit for this game, so we will see. But that first TD, if you bet on the Michigan State for the first TD, the choices were Josh Whitehead, Bradford Blazer, and Earl Brown, so that's who we'll look for. So running back, wide receiver, tight end. And then if you're betting on Ohio State, the RB1, Malik Nicholson, who we've never seen before, Lee Sanders, the quarterback, or Adam Vincent as well, who's that backup running back that we've seen time and time again. But the poll is about to go out. We have so much money on the line for this game. This might be one of the most money we've ever had for a game day. Typically, this is a lot lower, but $40K on Ohio State, $26K on Michigan State. Here we go, folks. We are live for Week 11 game day, the final game day here on the road to the CFP. This is going to have a massive, massive amount of implications for who wins the Big Ten. If you do not know, the Big Ten East has never lost in the Big Ten Championship. So the winner of this game likely gets the bid to go to that game and will beat probably Iowa to go to the college football playoff. Big time game here, folks. Get ready for some ridiculousness. Last time, like I said, we saw Ohio State. They had the keys. They basically had the down payment. They had everything set up to go to the national championship for the second straight year to go back-to-back, and they choked on the goal line. Welcome in, McNasty. On game days, it is CPU versus CPU, so I don't get to choose the coin toss. I got you the neon helmet. They don't have the neon jersey, so that's what you're sporting here today. We're going color rush here. Big time game, though. We're going to see how good is this Ohio State team really after losing a ton of big time players. They've dominated the modern era here pretty much since season 8. They lost. They are now 1-2 in national championships, actually. Or no. They've only been to 2 national championships, but they're 1-1. They lost to Utah, beat Michigan State in season 10. And Michigan State lost to them again last year. So Ohio State's getting the best of them the last 2 times. Can Michigan State do it? Boom, and we are off here. Ohio State taking the reins first. We are obviously in Ohio today, Columbus. And we are going to see Lee Sanders for the first time ever leading this team, number 14, and Malik Nicholson in the backfield. We did not see him last year as he had injuries. And we're going to get a throw here early, dumping that off Mark Hill. Lots of players to watch on this defense, full of SFA players. Remember, no Binks McBurnfinger in the middle, but at the top of that defensive line, number 92 is Dwayne Johnson. At the bottom is Willis Whopper, and then number 26 at the strong safety position. He is creeping down here on this play, but that is Roscoe Cherry as Malik Nicholson gets about 4 on his first touch of the day. One of those rare players throughout the country with 99 speed. Also, Dogwater, I do not know if you were in stream for BearCave. Did you see that Clemson play? If not, it is almost, you got to watch it. Martin Black pulls off another miracle. You can't make it up. First ballot Hall of Famer. But here we're talking about Ohio State. Are they going to go? There's Roscoe Cherry on the tackle, and 3 and out for Ohio State on the first drive. Damn, you had it muted? Well, I haven't listened to my call. Yeah, Martin Black forced the fumble, and then the defensive end Battle picked it up and ran it back. So we got a big man tutty, but I got to listen back to my call and see how it rivaled the Martin Black call. But he forced the fumble. We checked. So that's Martin Black is now officially the most clutch player in SFA history as Bradford Blazer gets 10-yard return. This is not McNasty's first time coaching. It's just I had to make him his coach over because he had to make a playbook change. So, yeah. Here we go, Henry Green. Josh Whitehead in the backfield. We have not seen him, but we're going to run some... Oh, and it's a fumble on the first play! Oh, and Henry Green survives an almost horrific start. RJ Ware forces the fumble here. Or no, this is Baker, the freshman middle linebacker, forces. That is a clean fumble. Henry Green is so lucky he picked up his own fumble. Took them forever to get out there. I mean, we might have to. That's how clutch he's been. He's basically is credited with 2 national championships and this game. As, whoa, we get a crazy throw, and then we get a nice little stiffy. Martin Langford, the fullback. Yes, but I also had to get Whitehead into the starting lineup because of Bing Smith-Fernfinger plays 2 ways. Mr. Mango. As we get a handoff here, Josh Whitehead, 4th and 9. So back-to-back 3-and-outs. So how it works for Michigan State, how I have to work it is with the awareness drop. McBurnfinger's like an 82 or something at running back. So Josh Whitehead's an 87. So I have to manually remove him from the depth chart so that McBurnfinger gets the carries. Otherwise, even if Whitehead is at number 2, the game will automatically give him more carries than McBurnfinger because of the overall difference. So I have to manually remove him, and I had to manually add him back to the depth chart so he had the higher overall running back. As now we've got Lee Sanders. He's breaking tackles. Roscoe Cherry on the tackle. Oh, all right. This game back-to-back. That's our first down of the game. It's hard to give out a clutch award, though, every year because there really aren't clutch plays all that often. As we get Lee Sanders, it's an interception! And they're going the other way. Can he return it all the way? Sanders brings him down inside the 10. A critical mistake. Adam Jacobs. Michigan State's in business. All right, the first big play of the game. Not what you want to see. Ohio State's actually throwing it a lot more than they typically do. I make it a, what's the word? I make it a point not to go into the editor during the season. I only do editor in the off season. Not because daunting or anything, just because I like only going to the editor in the off season so I can make sure I don't edit anything that impacts a game. As we get a one-hander, Brandon Robeson gets that first touchdown. So a 7-point lead here early for Michigan State. And Robeson was not even on that first TD call. So if you made a first TD bet, all of them lose. That's the point of that first bet, to make some money. So anybody who put a first TD bet did not make it this week. That's the first time. Oh, God, what a pancake. Yeah, it's the first time it would have hit. Honestly, the sportsbook's losing enough money as it is, B-Dog. I don't want to add it, something like that. All right, Ohio State now. Malik Nicholson, he gets some room. Brought down for 9. So after a critical mistake, Michigan State capitalized. How are they going to respond? Willis Whopper on the tackle, a 3rd and 2 incoming. So early on, this Ohio State offense does not look as potent as they have in years prior. But their defense has been incredible this year. So, but it's hard to be incredible when your QB's having you start the drive inside your own 10. As they give Malik Nicholson that first down. Interesting spot there. 1st and 10 for Sanders. Dumps that one off, and wide open Daniel Jackson. So Lee Sanders, who we've rightfully so had plenty of questions on this season, not the best first impression so far. So we'll see if he can bring it back, but cannot make turnovers in this rivalry game as up the middle goes Malik Nicholson. Remember, without McBurnfinger in the middle, they might be a little susceptible to the internal run as their strongest players are on those edges. They use a lot of tight ends in this offense as well. So Sanders, they bring a blitz, they pick it up, he escapes, and he gets smoked. Lee Sanders goes down after 4. Brought down by the linebacker, he couldn't make a move. Tried to. Second down here is we're about a little over halfway through the first quarter as we're crossing the 50 for the first time for Ohio State. They like these multiple tight end sets as they're just going to power run it. And he cuts inside. What a move from Malik Nicholson as he finds room. Can he score? He's still going inside the 5. Malik Nicholson, when you give him some room, he stops on a dime, finds the hole, and explodes. I'm surprised he got caught there. He got caught by the corner in his path. So a big time run there for Malik Nicholson. This guy looks to be special. See if he can break out. But 1st and goal here for Ohio State. Can they tie up this game? Tight end in motion. They're going to throw it. Sanders to the end zone, almost picked again. Travis Thompson on the deflection. He's 2 for 4 to start here. Not an inspiring game start for Lee Sanders. Just give it to Nicholson. 2nd and goal. They're going to hand it off to Adam Vincent. He finds some room. Vincent, touchdown, Ohio State. The man who was their starting tailback through the playoffs last season, he played extremely well. He got reverted back to the secondary back role, but he gets a touchdown here. So had that pick not happened, Adam Vincent would have hit. I think he was plus 800. All right, so 7-7 here in the first. They make up for the interception. Ben Williams on the return. Bratwurst and ground beef spaghetti from Musa Mania Brother. Nice to have you here. If you are a coach in the SFA, let me know who you are. If not, welcome in. As we get a nice little run from Josh Whitehead. This is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord. If you're interested in that sort of thing, you can join. If not, you just want to hang out to watch a stellar top 10 matchup here, enjoy. As now we're getting some Wildcat here. Josh Whitehead, he's going to keep it. Can he find some room? And he does. This is not his first game at Michigan State. It's going to say that all throughout the game, but it is not, obviously. All right. 3rd and 4, critical, and dump it off, and he gets the first down, Corey Brink. Great. Well, welcome in. This is as good as it gets. You got Michigan State and Coach McNasty. They are without their 2 best players, Binks McBurnfinger, the running back, and the wide receiver, Calvin Johnson. As we're getting more read option as they Duran Rainey couldn't make the tackle. But obviously this is a big-time division rivalry. But also Ohio State beat Michigan State in the Season 10 National Championship, which was 2 years ago. So 2nd and 2 here. Handoff. No, Henry Green's going to throw it, and he finds his man. That's a tight end, Earl Brown, for 13. We've still yet to see Bradford Blazer. It looks like Derwin Rainey's kind of clamping him up. Number 23 at the top of your screen is now on RJ Ware, who's also an SFA corner. As once again, we're throwing it and dumping it off this time. And Earl Thomas again is Derwin Rainey. Can't bring him down. Derwin Rainey has been questionable tackling today, as he gives up an additional about 15 yards right there. Earl Brown making some moves. 2 catches in a row. Michigan State's driving. This is their first big offensive possession. 7-7 here in the first. Henry Green, they're going to hand off to Whitehead up the middle. Lots of room, and he powers for the first down. Perry Steffens on the tackle. 1st and 10 inside the 15. Michigan State's driving. Can they take the lead? Welcome in, it's Just James. 1st and 10. Handoff, Whitehead. He stiffies a man, and he's brought down. That's RJ Ware saving the touchdown. If you're new to the SFA, we love a good stiffy. We even have an emote for it. All right. They're going to throw here. All-out blitz, and he gets hit as he throws. They call it an incompletion. Hand was going forward. 3rd and 5. An aggressive call from this defense. The engage 8 works. 3rd and 5 now. Inside the 10, Henry Green. They're bringing a blitz again. Over the middle. Touchdown, Michigan State. Brandon Robinson gets his 2nd of the game. Henry Green stands in there, delivers a dot over the middle. A Sean Storm couldn't jump the route. He put just enough on it. Touchdown, Spartans. Hey, bummer, Coach UCF. You are a dog. Thanks for subscribing. Remember, any and all revenue made through the Twitch channel goes towards funding a national championship trophy. So that's all the ad revenue, Twitch Prime stuff. So yes, fire J Jettas. All right, so Brandon Robison's the star of this first quarter. Ohio State, though, obviously. You can never count this team out. 1st and 10. Lee Sanders, what can they do now? Dumps this off. Open man on Roscoe Cherry, and that's Joel Bell, the freshman tight end. We love a good fire, J Jettas. Spam it, spam it. All right. Last play here of the first quarter here at Ohio Stadium. Malik. Oh, Malik Nicholson down the sideline, and he's caught. Roscoe Cherry on the tackle. What do you mean cashing in for Oklahoma, Arizona? What does that mean? Oh, for game day? You're going to force Oklahoma, Arizona on game day? That's disgusting. Anyways, 1st and 10. All right, we got Lee Sanders. Oh, he makes a move in the open field. There he is. That's the shiftiness we've been looking for. Not sure why you bet against Ohio State. It's a good way to lose some Bobinos. 1st and 10. Lee Sanders just throws that one away. If Ohio State can get this run game going, which they're starting to, they're going to be tough to stop. Vincent on the field as well. They're throwing it, though, again. Open over the middle, and he drops it. A massive hit over the middle by these linebackers. 3rd and 10. They're just going to hand it off here, and who else? Dwayne Johnson. And they're going to have to go for this, or they're going to have to punt. They are not in field goal range. So, no, they're going to punt it here from the 35. So, obviously, it pays to have kickers in the SFA. Ohio State does not have one. They choose to punt now. So, let's see. Can he pin them deep? No, that's going to go well into the end zone. So, Michigan State is going to take over here. Up 7. They have a chance to go up 2 scores now. Remember, this is a Michigan State team we saw on game day a few weeks ago get destroyed by Georgia Southern. So, Henry Green. Josh Whitehead. A quick throw out wide to Robeson goes nowhere. Ben Williams, actually. Sean Storm on the tackle this time. So they thought that they could get shifty here. And beats Ohio State without McBurnfinger. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. Handoff, no. They're going to dump that off, and that goes to Kelechi Medley for 0. So 3rd and 11 incoming now. Remember, this Ohio State defense is the best in the country. 14 points already is actually kind of crazy. 3rd and 11. Henry Green. And he's yamming it deep, and he finds his man. And who else? Brandon Robeson is cooking with fire here today. 3 receptions, 56 yards, and 2 TDs already. He is cooking this defense. Bradford Blazer drawing a ton of attention. As literally a Sean Storm and Derwin Rainey are both on him at the bottom. As we get a run now. Whitehead up the gut. Brandon Robeson has a one-handed touchdown. Another one in the back of the end zone. And now that big-time 3rd and 11 catch. And Michigan State's right back in it. As now we get a little bit like a full house going. As fakes it. And, oh my, they pick up the blitz. He's taking off now. Henry Green up the gut. And he slides. What a good play there by Henry Green. After that first play where he fumbled, every time he carries it, I'm kind of scared. All right, 2nd and 1. Man in motion. That's McCarthy. Hands off to Whitehead. He finds some room. He stiffies a man. Can he get there? No, he's tripped up. Josh Whitehead taken down at the 5. He's finding some room now. Stiffies RJ Ware. So we are now at the 8. Number 2, Ohio State has not had to deal with hardly any adversity this season. 1st and goal. And can't get it. Remember, Clemson was down a shit ton today and they came back. So we'll see what Ohio State does. If you didn't see it, I recommend watching that 51-47 BearCave game between Clemson and Florida State. One of the best plays I've ever seen ending that game. Handoff, though, Whitehead up the gut, and it's going to be 3rd down. Can Ohio State stop them to a field goal here? That would be huge, only being a 10-point lead. Watch Bradford Blazer top your screen one-on-one with Derwin Rainey. They're just going to hand it off. Can Whitehead get there? No, he's brought down. This time RJ Ware gets redemption. 4th and goal. There's that Ohio State defense starting to clamp. All right. Can they push this to 2 scores? It's about a 27-yarder. That kick is good for everyone but Seabass. There we go. And just to add insult to injury, Dogwater, Seabass was 1 for 3 in your game. So you lost by 4 for a variety of reasons. Maybe it was the Seabass 1 for 3. Maybe it was the Josh Kamara pick 6. I verified it. It was him. I don't know. Who knows? Definitely a wild game for sure. All right. Ohio State now down 2 scores. They got to make something happen here at home. Dumping it off here early on a mid-screen. Daniel Jackson for 6. Sure you are, buddy. We're in that stage where you're in the cope, cry, and seeth, and then you wind up staying. So we'll see. All right, we're getting some quick option. Lee Sanders, he switches field, and he gets a 1st down. A little under, right about the halfway point of the 2nd quarter. Ohio State needs to start getting something going. Defense kind of playing well, but Malik Nicholson, all he needs is a little bit of room. Look at him go! Every time he touches the ball, it could be a house call. That's how fast he is. 99 speed. Dogwire, you gotta remember, you're playing dudes out of position at like 70 overall. You're gonna lose sim games like that. Hate to break it to you, but building the team the way you're building is not gonna win you or a lot of games in the SFA, how it works. If you were game day every week, sure, you'd be probably pretty good. But the way you do it, there's no chance of ever getting above like a 7, 8, or 9 win season. Until they progress. Like maybe next year might be the year. As can he get a first down? Malik Nicholson stays in bounds. There it is. All right, Willis Whopper standing up. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. He's yamming it deep, and he throws it out of bounds. It looks like that was just a throwaway. Lee Sanders through the air has been horrific here today. What I thought was maybe the weakness of this defense is actually proving to be the strength so far. 2nd and 10, though. They're going to hand it off once again, Nicholson. And he finds some room, and he's brought down. Big 3rd and 7. You got to think this is 2-down territory at this point for Ohio State. Remember, they're basically handcuffed without a kicker. They've got to score touchdowns. That whole left side looks so wide open if you run a screen over there. And they do! Can Nicholson find room? No, he cannot! Big missed opportunity right there. As the defensive tackle saw it coming and he snuffed it out. That could have been a massive play. 4th and 7, they're going to go for it. Way too close to punt, way too far for a field goal with their power kicker. So 4th and 7, can they keep the drive alive? Sanders, he's going to throw it. He finds his man at the last second. Daniel Jackson finally found a little bit of room. Lee thought he was going to take off, then he found him breaking open across the middle. What a big-time throw there for Lee Sanders. That is a massive play that could keep Ohio State in this game. 1st and 10 now, inside the 20. You're going to hand it off. Malik Nicholson, he finds some room on the outside. He breaks one, and he gets a first down. Malik Nicholson is just begging to be ran all day long. 1st and goal. Once again, we might see Adam Vincent again inside the 10. And yeah, that's where they're going. Vincent up the gut. His 2nd TD of the day. Touchdown, Adam Vincent, as they pull within 3. So it looks like Ohio State, they have their main back, and then Vincent comes in, pounds it in inside the 10. All right, so Michigan State, obviously 17 points isn't going to win this game, but it's a great start. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left. Plenty of time on the clock. 3 timeouts. Still run your offense. And they're running this full house set again. Are they going to throw it? They're running triple option, and he gets the pitch out. So a man with like 60 speed faking out 3 defenders and leaving Josh Whitehead all alone. What poor defense by these corners. These SFA corners are kind of shitting themselves here today. Derwin Rainey not making good decisions. Sean Storm, neither. RJ Ware getting stiffied. But you got 1st and 10 now. They're going to just run the ball again up the gut, and nobody's there. It's going to be a crispy 9-yard gain. Because Ohio State defense is not looking as dominant as they have been in the Sim and the BearCave games. Henry Green, free rusher. He gets it off, and that is a catch. And who else? Brandon Robinson on the sideline. Every time they need a big play, he is right there. Gets the feed inbounds, gets the separation. First down, Spartans. And it's that age-old saying, next man up. You thought that they weren't going to compete without their two best skill position players. But here they are, up 3 on the road with the ball. As delivers another wide open man, and Brandon Robinson again. This guy is cooking. Henry Green, 11 for 12, 140, 1 incompletion. They're inside the 20. Hands it off, Whitehead to the outside. He has a ton of room. Can he turn the corner? No, he gets 13. This offensive line is wrecking havoc. Chuck Lamas on that left tackle. First and goal here for Michigan State. They hand it off Whitehead again, and this time he is stuffed. Jamal Parker on the tackle. Second and goal. Hands off. No, he's going to throw it again. Henry Green, clean pocket over the middle, and he overthrows him. He had Bradford Blazer wide open in the middle of the end zone and just couldn't put it on him. Third and goal. Can Ohio State stop him again? And over the middle again, and no, incomplete. Trying to find Bradford Blazer. And once again, Ohio State stands tall in the red zone, forcing a field goal attempt, keeping this game within 1 score. This defense, the bend but don't break today. Praising the Buffalo Bulls. I'm not joining the pyramid scheme, though. I'll have some internal discussions with my coordinator. Thank you very much. I don't need a third-party pyramid scheme. All right, we're going to return here. Adam Vincent for 24. So a minute left. Ohio State could actually get out of this half with the lead. Minute left, 3 timeouts, plenty of time. Trips left on the wide receivers. Lee Sanders, he's starting to cook, finding some confidence on that last drive, and here he is, Daniel Jackson for 17. We are creeping towards that over. We're already at 34. That 62.5 is a little bit scary. We need him to stop scoring. All right, 1st and 10. Dumps that off out wide, and it's overthrown. Couldn't find his guy in the flat. 52 seconds left. They still have those 3 timeouts, so they can still run the ball. Sanders, it's only a 4-man rush. Dumps that off to Nicholson, who gets about 4. And they are not going to call a timeout. They're just going to hurry it up here. Interesting decision. Save those timeouts. As Sanders going to take off. Can he get the first down and more? He does. And he goes down at the opposing 40. Remember, they're likely not going to have enough time or get down deep enough for a field goal attempt. So they got to score a touchdown here. They probably need to get inside the 15 to do a field goal. As Lee Sanders takes off again. Can he get some wiggle? No, he does not. He slides down as they use their second timeout. 30 seconds left on the 32 with 1 timeout left. Can Ohio State, can they find a way to score and take the lead? Over the middle, wide open man. Clock stops. Justin Green, his first catch of the day. 27 seconds left. They're hurrying it up. Ohio State, can they do this? This is what separates the good from the great teams. Ohio State dumping it off again. And can he get out of bounds? No, he cannot. Clock is running. They're not going to use that final timeout. They're still not in field goal range, so they need to make something happen right now. Lee Sanders, he's going to take off again, and he breaks one. Can he get there? No, and they take the final timeout. Was that close enough? It was not. Final play of the half here. They got to throw it to the end zone. Ohio State's yamming it deep, and one-on-one. That's incomplete, but there's still a minute on the clock, or a second on the clock. One more play. Did not take the full time off. 4th and 1. They got another chance at the end zone to take the lead before half. 4th and 1. Ohio State's yamming it deep again, and incomplete. So we go to halftime empty-handed as Michigan State survives, and they take a lead 20-14. And folks, we have a few halftime ads. Once again, the weekly roundup with Coach Woolley, it is a great listen. He goes through signings, he goes through conference outlooks, and he goes through some power rankings. While his power rankings are complete dog shit, it's still a very fun listen, about 20-25 minutes of your day. Check out his channel, check out the podcast, by far the best media going on in the SFA. And then also we have another halftime ad here from IMP Imp over at UCLA. They helped Coach Huey get the job done today against Arizona. They are murder professionals, not for actual murder, but for crows, with a little murder on the side. So check them out. I couldn't make this a bottom line ad because you can't read the bottom part of that, but still a great ad. If you want to submit a halftime ad, Bummer, all you have to do is send it to me at least a day before the stream. That way I have time to add it to my overlays. It can be bottom line if you want, but you have to kind of focus on big lettering, or you can do a halftime ad just like that, and you can let me know what you want to say as long as it's appropriate for stream. And we are back. Michigan State's going to get the ball. This has been a very, very interesting, to say the least, half of football, as the challengers, who we thought were kind of going to get boat raced today, they have a 6-point lead. So Michigan State, how are they going to react out of halftime with the lead? Are they going to continue building? Is Ohio State going to figure out what the hell is going on with Brandon Robeson being so wide open? As Whitehead starts this half going up the gut for 8. So 2nd and 2. No turnovers yet for Michigan State. They almost had a fumble, but we're going to run some counter here, and he breaks one tackle, but he cannot find that first down. So Ohio State somehow keeps it at 3rd and 2 with Sean Storm out there to make the tackle. 3rd and 2. Can Ohio State force a 3-and-out to start the half? Looks to be another 2 tight end set with 2 running backs. Handed up the gut. Can they get it? No, they're going to call him short. 4th and inches. Ohio State once again in a short yardage situation getting it done. One of the best defenses in the country, showing why right there. 3-and-out to start the half for Michigan State. All right, so now we got a return here. This is Vincent. He stiffies a man. He stiffies another, and he goes down after 15. So nice starting field position for Ohio State here, leaving Lee Sanders. In my opinion, I think they should just force feed Malik Nicholson on these outside runs. His speed is too good. But they're going to dump it off. They're going to let Lee Sanders cook as they find Joel Bell, the freshman-to-freshman connection, 13 yards. Lee Sanders picking it up there in the 2nd quarter. Theo Porter, the SFA player, is out there. Number 51 making the tackle. 1st and 10 now. Malik Nicholson up the gut, and that's another first down. Remember, once this Ohio State offense starts smelling blood, they will kill you. Historically, when we watch Ohio State on game day, it's normally like this, maybe especially in the playoff against Cal. The other team might have the lead. Oh, and a one-handed grab. That was gorgeous by Justin Green. Lee Sanders somehow got it out and found him. But typically, team hangs with them for about a half, maybe into the 3rd quarter. They might have the lead, but then Ohio State just does what they do, and they just keep on scoring. They wear you down. Michigan State's kind of the same way when they have McBurnfinger. He starts going off in the 4th quarter, but he's not here. So how is Michigan State going to keep up here? We got Malik Nicholson now finding the outside. He's still up, and he goes down. Coach McNasty has been building Michigan State specifically to beat Ohio State. Can they finally get it done? I believe McNasty's 1 for 3 in his career against them. Or 1 for 2, I think, at this point. Lee Sanders dumps this one off, finds his man. I believe that's Terrence Matthews. It is, the tight end. He's an integral part of their run to the semis last year. Third and 4. This is a massive play for Ohio State. They might not be in field goal range. I think they will be, but they definitely want to take the lead here. And I think they're just going to hand it off to Nicholson. 3rd and 4. Hands it off to Nicholson up the gut. Can he get there? No. Big hit on the edge. 4th and 1. Roscoe Cherry. And they're going to kick the field goal. All right, so potentially to bring this in within 1 score. Interesting choice here. And the kick is up, and it's good. So Ohio State brings it back within 3. Big time play there for Michigan State, though. Keeps the lead for now. All right. Michigan State, can they get a first down this time? Bradford Blazer on the return. We've not called his name yet. He does not have a reception. The man who always pops off when he has a game. We have not seen him at all today. He's been clamped. Will he make a big play here? Henry Green, they're going to fake the handoff. Over the middle, there he is! Bradford Blazer as he gets smoked by R.J. Ware. His first catch on the day. If they can get Bradford Blazer going here in the second half, it's going to be huge. First and 10, third down, or third quarter. Handoff again. They're running it at will here today. Both teams doing great in the run game. Josh Whitehead up over 100 yards now. Ohio State needs to start getting stops, though. As we get more Wildcat going here, that's not the quarterback, that's Whitehead. As get a man in motion, he's going to run that up the middle. He finds some room, and he goes down, but they give him the first. Interesting play calls here from Michigan State. I think they put those wrinkles in for McBurnfinger, but he's obviously not here, so you got Whitehead out there running it. 1st and 10. Man in motion, that's McCarthy. Fakes the handoff. He throws it then to McCarthy, and he is another decent catch, 7 yards. Michigan State slowly moving the ball this drive, finding that rhythm they had in the first half. No turnovers. Keeping it clean. 2 tight ends on that left side. Expect the run. They're moving McCarthy again, and they're going to throw it again, but they're bringing a blitz, and he just yams that deep. Surprised that wasn't intentional grounding. That was clearly just a throwaway. 3rd and 3. They're 3 for 7 on 4th down. Not in field goal range quite yet, so probably 2-down territory at this point. Henry Green. They're going to hand it off. No, he's going to run it. Can he get the first down? He does, and a lot more. Henry Green down the sideline. First down, Michigan State. Getting into the red zone. A big-time keeper. Nobody could get out wide and get off a block. Insanity when you let a 59-speed QB get 16 yards on you. So we're in the red zone now. 2 tight ends. Michigan State threatening. They've had to settle for field goals twice in a row, though, down here. Can they finally punch it in? Well, that's a good start. Whitehead for 6. Man in motion. They hand it off. Jet sweep, and that is going down. Ben Williams could not find the edge. Justin Mason, the veteran, we've seen him years on years, makes the tackle. 3rd and 6, another big-time conversion. They're in the dime package. Trips right. Robeson in the slot. Watch out for him. They're going to throw it. Brings a blitz. He dumps it out wide. Can he get there? No. Robeson is stopped short. Another field goal attempt incoming. 3 straight trips to the red zone, 3 straight field goal attempts for Michigan State. The kick now is good. Michigan State re-extends that lead back to 6 as the point total is at 40 even, 22.5 points away from the over. Ohio State keeping it within 1 score when they have definitely not been the better team today. But like Dogwater saying in chat, this is what Ohio State does. You're going to play with them, but eventually you're going to run out of steam, and they're just going to keep trucking along. They're so consistent. They're so good in these late game situations. As Malik Nicholson gets to the outside, and a big hit! If he doesn't make that hit, that's likely a touchdown. Malik Nicholson had all the room in the world. A massive hit. He just ran straight into the shoulder. It looked like a WWE shoulder. I don't even know what to call it. It's shoulder bump or something. 2nd and 6. A quick throw out wide. That was risky. As they get about 2 out of the screen pass. If you're going to throw those screens, you got to put some zip on it. You cannot float it out there like that. That was risky. Shoulder check. There you go. 3rd and 4. 2 tight ends. This is huge for Ohio State. They've got to get this first down. They get it. And a lot more. Malik Nicholson down the sideline. We're still waiting for him to have that massive run. At 99 speed, you just feel like it's coming at some point. This is the first time we've ever gotten to see gameplay of him, as he had a season-ending injury in the playoff last year. So it's a treat that we get to see him unleashed for the first time ever. They're not across the 50 yet. Still down 6. 3rd quarter is running out. About 10.5 minutes left in game day. Malik Nicholson again up the gut. Brought down. That's Dwayne Johnson. Up to 148 yards for Nicholson. But it just never feels like Michigan State actually has a chance right now. It's just we know until Ohio State loses, they're expected to win until that final whistle. But another 3rd down incoming. Theo Porter doing a fantastic job filling in for McBurnfinger. So McNasty in the transfer portal going out to get Theo Porter as a backup for Binks was a very smart move here. As he dumps that off, Daniel Jackson gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. First down, Ohio State. Theo Porter spent his first 4 years with a redshirt year, I believe, at UAB. All right, they get a little handoff here. Mark Hill for 4. Yeah, yep. That's what Ohio State does. They just wear you down. Now, I will say Michigan State's hanging tough. Normally, the 3rd quarter is where it happens. So they're hanging tough. They're going to survive to the 4th quarter probably. Hands off to Nicholson. He finds some room up the middle, runs over a pair of men, and that's another 10-yard gain. Brutus is starting to love it. Last play of the 3rd quarter here. Gonna hand it off to Nicholson again, and he's still on his feet. Oh, and that could have been special. 4-yard gain, and here we go. 1 quarter left. Michigan State, missing their 2 best players, are up 6 on big bad Ohio State. Can McNasty finally get it done? Woolley called this a legacy game for him. And the 4s are waving here in Columbus. Great game so far. These games are always good with Ohio State and Michigan State. All right, Nicholson finding some room. No first down. 3rd and 2. Remember, they do not have a good field goal kicker, so this is probably 4-down territory until they get inside the 10. Just under 9 minutes left here. Vincent is on the field. Watch out for him. He's going to be blocking. And Nicholson, he extends. First down, Ohio State. They keep the drive alive. I will say this is a lot more impressive of a Michigan State game than they had against Georgia Southern, and wide open man. And Roscoe Cherry brings him down. Justin Green cannot get in, but now it's 1st and goal. Is the inevitable about to happen? It's death taxes Ohio State. 1st and goal. Lee Sanders, Malik Nicholson in the backfield. Hands off, and he's brought down. An explosion out of the backfield. Anthony Broussard takes him down. Tackle for loss. 2nd down. Can Michigan State return the favor and stop them again in the red zone? Neither team has gotten it done today in the red zone at all. 2nd and goal. Crowding the line. It's triple option. He can't get the pitch out. 3rd and goal. Adam Jacobs this time. Third and goal. Can Ohio State take the lead, or are they going to have to settle for another field goal? They're throwing it. Brings a blitz. Picked up, and he's sacked! That's huge. Dwayne Johnson sacks him. That might have kicked him out of field goal range. The biggest SFA players coming up clutch when it matters most. Sack here. Dwayne Johnson. Helmet right into the chest. No chance. And they're kicking a field goal 30 yards. This is at the very tip top of this dude's range. He's like a 56 overall. Can they bring this within 3, or is it going to be an empty possession? And he hits it! That was massive for Ohio State. In a game that might come down to field goals. It turns out they are barely sneaking that in. And I got to tell you, I think Seabass would have missed that one. All right. Bradford Blazer up the gut. We've had no highlights here in the second half. Just back-to-back field goals. 3 field goals in a row. Henry Green now. He throws that out wide, and he fits it in there to Bradford Blazer. What a throw! In between 2 players, Bradford finds the sideline, gets the feed in bounds. 1st down, Michigan State. Oh boy, it's starting to feel like this might be their time. Hands it off, Josh Whitehead up the gut. He gets about 8. Second and 2. Things are heating up. Michigan State is starting to feel like they're in control. Maybe a touchdown is what they need. Triple option. He gets the handoff out wide. He stiffies a man. He's still in bounds, and he steps out. Oh, my, Ohio State. They've got to make something happen. Normally they do, but no one's doing it. And we're running now. We've got Wildcat going. Whitehead, Kalechi in motion. He fakes the handoff, and that's going nowhere. Sorry, you're not running Wildcat on Ohio State. That's just not going to work. Ohio State, they've been to 2 natties, 4 semifinals in the last 5 years. And Henry Green, he's going to throw that, and that was risky, but Ben Williams catches it. 3rd and 4 incoming. Ohio State now has a chance to get off the field. Third and 4. Here comes Whitehead. And, oh, quick option, and it works! Henry Green, the keeper. And Brutus can't believe it. Clock is ticking. We're heading under 5 minutes. Ohio State, they've got to start making something happen. We got more of this. Wildcat, he's going to throw it. Oh, it's intercepted! McNasty tried to get creative, and it doesn't work. The running back throws a pick. Ohio State gets what they needed. McNasty, what are you doing? Colin Rarby throws? And now Lee Sanders, he has his time. This is where Ohio State now. They just needed one mistake, and that was it. Cannot believe Michigan State just did that. We've seen a RB throw the ball maybe 3 or 4 times ever in the SFA, and he throws a pick. Wide open man down the middle. That's Joel Bell. He's running. The tight end, the freshman. They're across the 50. They left the tight end wide open in the middle of the field. Oh boy, that momentum shift was insane. 1st and 10. The crowd's back into it. Trips right. Ohio State, here they go. Sanders, clean pocket, dumps it off. And he gets a 1st down, powers through. There's Justin Green, the #1 receiver. Welcome in, Hayden Michael. We're in for a wild finish here between 2 bitter rivals in the SFA. Malik Nicholson reverses the field. He finds the outside. He gets a block. Nicholson down the sideline inside the 15. Ohio State gets the pick, and now they're heating up. Roscoe Cherry could not bring him down. Nicholson scampers to the 14. But both these teams, 5 straight possessions, 3 for Michigan State, 2 for Ohio State. They've not been able to punch it in. They've had to settle for field goals. Lee Sanders, he has all the time. He's going to take off. He has room down the sideline. He cuts inside. Theo Porter brings him down. 2nd and 2. Plenty of time on the clock for both teams. No need to worry about time at this point. But Michigan State would love to get out of here, get out of this possession with a tie ball game. 2nd and 2. They're going to hand it off. There's Nicholson. And he cuts inside. Oh, he gets the 1st down. But if he made that cut out, that's a touchdown. As Malik Nicholson is up almost to 200 yards at 190. 1st and goal. Little pistol. We're going to actually throw it here. Sanders takes off and he's sacked again. And who else? Dwayne Johnson, his 2nd critical sack of the game. Once again coming inside the 10. The SFA players turn it up when it matters the most. Dwayne Johnson, Willis Whopper, Theo Porter, Roscoe Cherry. Who's going to make a play? 2nd and goal. They're faking the handoff. Wide open man, touchdown Ohio State. Terrence Matthew takes the 1st lead of the game for the Buckeyes. And this is what they do. You have the lead the entire time. You're running the perfect game plan, and then one mistake, and Ohio State takes the lead. Michigan State, now you have 3 minutes here to make history. You have all your timeouts, plenty of time, but they need a touchdown. If you are hoping to bet the over in this game day game, you might be a little sad as it's 62.5. We're currently at 50, so you need 12.5 more points. Still plenty of time, but definitely running out as, oh dear, Henry Green just throws that one away. 2nd and 10 incoming. 27-23 here in the shoe. Michigan State on their back foot. The first time they've been trailing today. As we now get a 3rd and long incoming. Is this when Ohio State's defense turns it on and shuts it down? We're out empty here. He looks to try to throw it. He finds his man. He breaks a tackle. Oh, but there's a flag. The bubble screen took too long, and they're going to get him for offense pass interference. Anthony McCarthy, you just cannot do that. The bubble screen was taken at the start, so the blockers got too far downfield. 3rd and 20, and oh boy, Michigan State not in a good situation now. They're going to have to throw it once again, and he's hit as he throws, incomplete. 4th and 20. And they are punting it away, relying on the defense to get them another chance. Obviously, 4th and 20, very, very low percentage you're going to actually get that. And then, obviously, so no field goal kicker, really, for Ohio State. They have to get, like, within the 10. So Ohio State now can run out the clock, or Michigan State can get the ball back. Whew. It's just so crazy, for those of you who've been here for so long, how Ohio State does this time and time again. It seems like they are out of it. It doesn't seem like they're going to be in it at the end. It might be a blowout even. And then somehow, you don't even think they're doing well. They just are so consistent. They just somehow find a way every single time. Besides, like, the most legendary last play of the game we've ever seen. Yeah, they sneak back in every single time. So 2nd and 8, still time though for Michigan State. And we're throwing it here, so interesting call by Ohio State, and it's gonna work. Lee Sanders breaks a tackle, and that might just do it. One more first down, and it is over for Michigan State. Hands it off. Sanders keeps it. He finds the outside. He has a ton of room. Sanders down the sideline, and that's going to end it. 1st and goal for Ohio State. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that Ohio State should try to score this. I think that they should just sit on it and stop. Do not score, because then the over could hit, and I do not want the over hitting. Please, I bet on the under. 1st and goal. Ohio State. They're going to throw it here. No, Lee takes off. Touchdown, Ohio State. They push it to an 11-point lead. So 2 scores now. Looks like Michigan State completely collapsed here once again late in the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. Same as pretty much every team that ever faces Ohio State. They're just too physical to compete with for 4 quarters. But now the question is, if you are betting on this game, we're at 57 on the point total, and it's 62.5. So a touchdown puts us on the over, as Bradford Blazer finds some room. So we would really, really like this clock to just run out. If you are betting on the under, if you're tailing the TC algo, this is our biggest bet of the week. Sickos hits if this under hits. So a touchdown here ruins pretty much all my bets for the week. And there's a big-time catch, Corey Brink. So Michigan State, game's not over. They can still do this. They need a touchdown, and they need an onside kick. The clock is ticking, though. Henry Green over the middle. Brandon Robeson had one hell of a first half. Quiet the second half, though. 3rd and 3. This defense is just too good, allowing a whopping 3 points so far in the second half for Michigan State, as they scored 20 themselves. So 3rd and 3. Dumps that off, and they stay in bounds. First down, though. Clock's still running. No, it's not. Clock is staying very still. Henry Green, he has some time, just dumps that one off yet again to the fullback. And now the clock's running. Or that's Josh Whitehead. He looks so good. This is the last game for the night. We go on a 5-day stream schedule. But right after this game, the Patreon Game of the Week video or VOD will go live on our YouTube channel. It's Oklahoma and Texas A&M, so if you want some more SFA content. That one actually has me and Nick commentating throughout. As we get a deep shot, trying to find Blazer, didn't work. 4th and 9, game on the line. But right after this game, I'm going to post all of the BearCave and the Gameday games results. I'm going to post conference standings, and then I'm going to do recruiting. Yes, sir. Feel free to drop a follow, and so you get notified next time we go live, which will be on next Monday. This is when we're going to go live again. So we always do a BearCave stream, which is going through the 10 best games of the week, and then we have the game. As I didn't even see what happened on that 4th down play, but no, nothing good came of it. I wasn't even watching. So it looks like the under is going to hit, boys and girls. Awesome. Glad to have you following, James, as Ohio State once again. So we'll go through recruiting after this game is done. We have 4 athletes, big-time athletes in the Discord going, making their commitments today. As this game is over. Michigan State, they had the lead, but as we hit triple zeros, Ohio State gets it done 34-23. Michigan State had the lead at halftime, 20-14, and they could only muster 3 points in the second half. Ohio State does it again. They survive at home. Lee Sanders puts up a great second half performance along with Malik Nicholson. Ohio State and Clemson barely survived this week. 3 undefeated teams left. We'll see you next time. All right. So the VOD, let's see, T or end. All right, so that's 34-23. All right, so there's the game. All right, let's go through the game stats, and then we will get on out of here. So, once again, Robeson had one hell of a day, and then obviously Ohio State just kept in it. These field goals really screwed them. And then 3 points in the second half is what killed these guys. A 17-point fourth quarter for Ohio State. Got it done. They do what they always do. Just hang in there. And then they somehow always win by 2 scores. Don't know how it happens. And, I mean, the turning point here was Josh Whitehead throwing an interception. I don't know what that play call was from McNasty, but it is potentially going to end his season in terms of a playoff chance. Henry Green, though, 2 touchdowns, had a great day. Whitehead filled in for for Binks really well. Bradford Blazer, only 2 catches all day. Didn't really make an impact till the 3rd or 4th quarter. It was all Robinson. And then on defense, I mean, Roscoe Cherry was everywhere. And then you had 2 sacks for Dwayne Johnson in critical moments and an interception at the start. But it just not enough in the second half. And there's not a lot you can do against Ohio State other than try to outscore them, and 23 points won't outscore them. So Ohio State now, Lee Sanders, he didn't really have that great of a game, but this is what Ohio State kind of always does. They lean on their running game, and then the QB just makes enough plays to keep them in it. And right here, Malik Nicholson, over 200 yards, masterful performance, and then every time he touched the ball, Vincent scored a tutty. And receiving-wise, they spread it around very well. The tight ends are always very good on this team. And then on defense, I mean, R.J. Ware was everywhere. They got that critical, the veteran Adam Richard making the play of the game for them. As Sean Storm played well. Derwin Rainey, a lot of tackles were broken for him, but he shut down Bradford Blazer, which was pretty much his job. And that's just kind of how it went. And then their kicker, 58 overall, it don't matter. He made all 6 of his kicks. And that's just how the cookie crumbles when you're facing Ohio State. No undefeated, or still 3 undefeated teams. Cannot believe Clemson won that game. That is still baffling in my brain. But here are the players of the game. We got Lee Richard. We've got Lee Sanders, Adam Richard, and we got Brandon Robinson, Dwayne Johnson. Those are clear-cut the players I would have picked. So OSU gets it done as always. And thanks for everyone watching. If you're just tuning in and you're not a coach, hopefully you enjoyed it. Drop a follow if you'd like. A lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace.